Hey, you're back again for the resource portion of the tub, the hot water tub mishap. That's what I'm going to call it. It's not the hot tub time machine because if I go in that hot tub, well, it's not going to go back in time. But the hot tub mishap. That's the way I'll put it because there's hot water. If you remember from the other episodes, that was rushing into my tub and there was no way to turn it off. So first, most important thing I recognized was, what do you do when water is running and you can't get it to stop? Well, if it's in a house, you want to turn off the main water supply. Now, if you don't know where that is, it's incredibly important that you figure that out. It's where all the water comes to in your house, and there is a valve. Usually, most likely, it's a quarter turn valve. And that quarter turn valve, if it is parallel, in other words, if it's in line with the actual water line, that means it is on and water is allowed to flow through. But if you turn it, and usually it's lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, if you loose it, or if you tighten it, turn it perpendicular so it's across, that actually stops the water from going through. So it's very important that you know step number one anytime you have any water issues is to know how to turn the water off. Now, I was very thankful once I turned the water off because even though the water for the entire house stopped, the water going into the tub stopped. That prevented any more damage from actually happening. And that's probably the most important thing that was going through my mind. Because even though I saw water running before, I was like, I know how to stop this. So that first step is probably more important than most folks realize. Because even though I was looking like, oh, what's the repair bill going to be? All these fears start popping up in your mind as far as when you can't address one thing, then you think about all the other things and they start piling up. And all of a sudden you can feel overwhelmed. But the secret to not getting overwhelmed is to know your next step. So my first step, anytime I have a water related issue, is to turn off the water. So figure out where the main water line for your house is and know how to be able to turn it on and off. Remember, if it's perpendicular, it's off. If it's parallel or in line, it is on. Same rules apply for gas as well. If you have gas in your home, make sure you know where those knobs are to actually be able to turn the gas on and off. But in any case, back to the tub issue, right? So I did my research online and I looked and looked and looked and I said, how am I actually going to fix this? Because fortunately, I love documenting things and I actually knew the part that I actually ordered to get this tub installed, but I didn't do the installation myself. So it's kind of like doing a little bit of investigation and a little black box testing. You don't really know what's underneath, but you're hoping it's something that you can actually address and handle. And what I found and what I realized is that the part itself that went bad, if I can find it, oh, here it is. The part that went bad was called a ceramic valve stem. So if you had any type of widespread faucet, that's when you have a faucet in the middle and you have knobs on the side. And again, my waterfall, where are we? Here we go. My waterfall tub widespread faucet set had ceramic valves installed. So once I understood and knew what a ceramic valve was, then it was a question of what is actually going to fit. Now, this is actually a replacement ceramic valve. Our kit came with two valves, the one that I ordered on Amazon. And this is one valve. Now, if you look underneath, that is your ceramic valve. That plastic piece inside is the actual valve. The brass piece you see right here is called the housing. Now, the housing, it gets put in place so that doesn't rust, okay? So brass is very good when it comes to just fixtures and kind of staying sturdy and everything else. But the inside, the ceramic valve, that's not gonna rust either. But again, the part itself is usually very good in essentially being your valve and channeling water through. Now, these things don't last forever. So when they do wear down, obviously the issue we had was you kept twisting left and right, and that valve right there, that would not close. It just stayed open. So I did a little bit of research to figure out, okay, what is it that we actually need? Also found out that the valve itself was a half an inch. Usually a lot of the fixtures in your bathroom are running on half-inch pipe. So we got a half-inch ceramic valve replacement, brass ceramic valve replacement on Amazon. Guess how much that was? $6.11 for both the hot and the cold. So I ordered that. Beautiful thing about Amazon, it came next day, so I didn't have to worry about going to the hardware store. I just had to turn the hot water off. So the family didn't have hot water for a day, but everybody dealt with very well with it. And once the part actually got here, then I had a chance to actually take it out and then figure out, okay, is everything going to fit the way I want it to? So that's the fun with installation. You have an idea of how something's going to work, But when you actually implement it and execute it, then you actually get to put the rubber to the road to see what will actually happen. So stay tuned, and I will tell you how the installation itself actually went. All right, catch you on the next clip. Bye.